Pakistan is once again facing the fury of floods. Relentless monsoon rains, glacial melt, and India's release of water from upstream dams have combined to create a dangerous situation across Punjab. With nearly 190,000 people already evacuated, the next 48 to 72 hours are being described as critical by the country's disaster management authorities. At stake is not just farmland or infrastructure, but the very lives and livelihoods of millions living along the eastern rivers of the Indus Basin. Authorities have placed disaster management institutions and rescue agencies on high alert. The rivers Chenab, Ravi, and Sutlej have surged to dangerous levels, threatening to submerge large swaths of Punjab's agricultural heartland. The NDMA reports that almost 190,000 people have been relocated from vulnerable areas, while the military is assisting in rescue operations. Inflow at the Chenab's Marala headworks has already crossed 400,000 cusecs, with projections of 600,000 cusecs by the night, reaching severe flood levels. The Ravi too is under pressure, with 190,000 cusecs recorded and projections beyond 240,000. On the Sutlej, discharges from India's Pong and Bakra dams have raised water levels to nearly 189,000 cusecs, projected to climb above 220,000. Pakistani authorities voiced concern that India has released large volumes of water from the Tain, Pong, and Bakra dams without adequate coordination. All gates of Tain Dam were opened, sending 77,000 cusecs into the Ravi. Indian reservoirs are near full capacity, and further discharges could push flows well beyond 80,000 cusecs, intensifying the flood crisis downstream. This recurring issue highlights a serious geopolitical dimension of Pakistan's flooding woes. Every time India opens its spillways without warning, Pakistan's eastern rivers are suddenly overwhelmed and vulnerable populations pay the price. Evacuation operations are ongoing across low-lying districts. In Sialkot, 16 villages are at immediate risk, with 5,000 people and 1,450 livestock being moved to safety. Relief camps have been set up with food, medicine, and sanitation facilities, while army units are assisting in rescue. So far, timely evacuations have prevented major casualties in Sutlej-affected districts. But across Pakistan, this monsoon season has already claimed 802 lives, nearly half in August alone. The Pakistan Meteorological Department has forecast widespread rain, thunderstorms, and heavy showers across Punjab and Kashmir, with possible urban flooding in Lahore, Sialkot, Narawal, Gujranwala, Gujarat, and Jhelum. Landslides are also a risk in hilly areas such as Rawalakot, Poonch, and Kotli. In just 24 hours, Sialkot recorded 228 millimeters of rainfall, Narawal 107 millimeters, and Lahore 61 millimeters, adding immense strain to already swollen rivers. NDMA chairman summed up the urgency. The flood situation is grave. The next 48 to 72 hours will be critical. We urge the public to remain vigilant and cooperate with the authorities. The flood crisis in Punjab is not just the result of this year's monsoon rains. It is the product of structural failures that Pakistan has never addressed. Heavier, more erratic rainfall patterns, compounded by rapid Himalayan glacial melt, mean Pakistan's river systems are under more stress than ever. Districts that rarely saw downpours are now facing torrential rain. Pakistan has failed to build sufficient storage dams to regulate water. Unlike India, which has dozens of reservoirs, Pakistan is forced to absorb massive inflows with little capacity to manage or store them. India's deliberate release of dam water, often without coordination, magnifies the destruction downstream. Without an effective water-sharing mechanism or timely communication, Pakistan is repeatedly left vulnerable. Punjab today stands on the front lines of climate change, mismanagement, and regional water politics. The immediate focus must be on rescue, relief, and safety. But the long-term lesson is clear. unless Pakistan invests in water storage, modernizes its sewerage infrastructure, strengthens climate resilience, and confronts the geopolitical challenges of India's upstream dams, these disasters will only intensify. As warned, the next 72 hours will decide the scale of this year's tragedy, but in truth, Pakistan's fight against floods will continue far beyond this monsoon season until the nation learns to manage both its water and its future.